guys, what is up, Fluffy Ninja, and welcome to the Weekend Loadout. On this show, I take one of my many paintball guns and show you a different setup that I'm going to use for a weekend to play. I know I missed last week. I apologize for that. I was going through some family shit, and it just kind of, that just kind of got pushed out of the way. I wasn't even, near my house, so it's one of those things that, I went from my aunt's house to work, and that was it, and that was, the only travel that I did. So, I apologize for missing last week. But this week is kind of awesome, bringing this bitch back out of retirement. I've got my die dam, of course, and it's set up speedball-like, I guess you could say. I have my brand new, new to me, not brand new, but I have new to me my camo 260 shelled Spire with speed feed. This thing is fucking awesome so far. I just, fucking around with it, the last time that we played, it was actually pretty awesome. But, this is really cool. Dewey actually hooked up me and Art with new 260s. I got a camo one, and I think Art got either the pink one or the orange one. And by that, I mean it just had the little lip around here was pink or orange or whatever. But yeah, I've got my die dam set up. I have my GI 6845. I actually refound this. It's my old Eclipse bottle cover, and I used to use this thing all the time, and it still fits awesome. So, why not put it back on? I have my Deadly Winds. I believe it is a 16-inch barrel. I'm pretty sure it's 16-inch. It's the Freak barrel, so it's gonna be super quiet, super accurate. It just makes these guns so awesome. Or honestly, any gun that you put this on is just instantly better. I love running it on my autococker. I have the barrel kit from the autococker that I have yet to take out of the box because I've only been using the Deadly Ones with it. And yeah, it's been pretty awesome. But anyway, GI 6845 with G3 reg, die dam. I have to find my little tool mag to put in there just so nothing gets in there, or I could just run just a regular one of the 10 round mags just so it's in there, just so it doesn't, just so nothing gets in there and fucks it up. Hopper adapter with 260 camo, which is awesome. And yeah, that's this weekend's loadout. I think I have to still put a battery in it, so I gotta make sure I do that before I go to the field. But yeah, I do like the dam. I considered selling it the other day, but I was just like, you know what? Why would I? I should keep it. I spent so much damn money on it, and with all the accessories and shit that I have for it, I'll keep it for now. It's a great shooting gun, and this loadout kind of goes out to the guy that commented on one of the videos because I said the M2 was a piece of shit. I didn't say it was a piece of shit. I just said that I don't think it's worth it, and that's my opinion. He super called me a Planet Eclipse fanboy. And I put a picture up on my Instagram of my two LV1s, my Geo, my G-Tech, all my Planet Eclipse stuff that I got over the years, and I was like, I don't know what he's talking about. I don't see it. But everybody has their own company that they kind of stick with. Planet Eclipse, I've had a great relationship with them for pretty much my entire paintball career. Maybe 2-3 years into it, I was still using dye. The first mask I ever bought was an I4, and the only reason I got rid of it was because it hurt the shit out of my head. After a day of play, I would have a headache for the next 3 days because of that mask. I used to use a proto rail. I used to use a DM. I think I stopped using DMs at 11 because the proto rail came out. And I actually like the Proto Rail 11 more because it came out in purple, which I thought was fucking awesome. So it's I did use dye for a while, but it was one of those things that Planet Eclipse talked to me through Warp Sports, and they were like, we'd like to help you out however we can. So they sent me pants at first, and because they had heard that I was in a car accident. And that my new pants were gone. They were left in the car when the tow truck came and got it, so I didn't get a chance to get them out. And so they sent me new pants, and from there the relationship kind of grew. They'd send me jerseys and stuff like that, and I'd give them away. They've been helping me out with the gun bag giveaways and stuff like that. So it's one of those things that I'm not fully sponsored by Planet Clips in no way, shape, or form. I say I'm sponsored by them, but I still pay a little bit to get, whatever they're sending to me. But it's one of those things that the relationship that we formed over the last 8 years has been amazing. It's one of those things that, they started, talking to me. They're like, well, how about elbow pads? Because I never wore elbow pads. And they're like, how about knee pads? And I was like, yeah, because my doctor told me I had to wear knee pads from now on, or else I wouldn't be able to walk, by the time I'm 25. So, I've trusted Planet Eclipse with my safety for years, and they've constantly come through. So, of course, when one of their new products come out, I'm going to be hype as shit about it, because A, I'm excited about the CS1. I think it looks fucking amazing. And B, they have helped me out more times than anybody that I can count on. Honestly, it's been Warp Sports and Planet Eclipse almost since the fucking beginning, helping me out with gear and stuff like that. So, yeah, call me a fanboy, I guess, but, when the company stands behind their players, can you really complain about it? It's one of those things. It's like, if you've looked at the last couple of tournament wins, it's been all Planet Eclipse guns. But, I mean, I do like the M2, but it's one of those things that Dye hasn't changed anything over the last 4 years, I would say. And then everybody jumps in the comments. Well, the frame is 60% lighter. They reduced the tension on the whatever. It's like, okay, but that's what's on the package. It's like, that's what they fucking told you to say. That's what they make sure that they point that out. It's like, and honestly, Dye guns are amazing shooting guns. They really are. It's just, I'm not a fan. Like, the only Dye gun I own right now is the Dam, and that's literally because it's mag fed and hopper fed, and it shoots fucking amazing. I've never said that Dye guns shoot bad. It's just, they're not worth their price point. I don't know if you guys know this, but Dye makes 300% on every gun that they sell, or that every gun they produce, which means you're buying an M2 or whatever the fuck it's called for $1,400. I guess he corrected me in the last video. So you're buying an M2 for $1,400, which means they made it for $400 maybe. I'm not really good with numbers, so you can do the math on that. But it's, I like Dye. They've been in a lot of trouble recently. I was the first one to come out and be like, well, Dye's going out of business. And then the owner, Dave Youngblood, had to sell his private jet to keep Dye in business. And I know a lot of people are like, how do you know this? How do you know this? Like, because I talk to these companies. I have a relationship with all these companies. Not all of it is great, but I know a lot of shit. And, rumors get thrown around the paintball world, and then they get confirmed. So it's one of those things. Like, why do you think PSP shut down? Dave Youngblood was, like, on the board for PSP. He was one of the owners of PSP, and he couldn't afford to keep it going. So that's why they started charging vendors a ridiculous fucking amount of money to show up and help their teams that they sponsored. And when that didn't work after the first event, and everybody said, fuck that, we're not doing that anymore, that's why PSP stopped. Like, it's, I mean, PSP was a great series, it really was, but there were definitely some improvements that could have been made, and I think NXL is definitely the people that have made the improvements. I kind of went off the fucking rails here on, on paintball, like, it started as a loadout video, I swear to God, and then it turned into discussing old videos and discussing the problems with Dye and PSP and stuff like that. Honestly, paintball is paintball. I don't give a shit what you shoot. I don't give a shit how much paint you shoot. I don't care. I really don't care what you do in paintball. If you like Dye, like Dye. I like Planet Eclipse. I'm going to like Planet Eclipse. That guy over there likes the fucking Angel from, the 80s. Or, no, 90s. And that's fucking awesome, alright? So, it's one of those things that, it's totally fine with whatever gun you use. Unless it's HK, but no, I'm kidding. I do like HK. HK and I have actually gotten on a lot better terms from when I used to shit on them. But like talking with Mark and stuff like that. Honestly, I like talking with Cassidy Sanders. He's pretty awesome. But it's one of those things that this is paintball. This will always be paintball. It's gonna get more expensive no matter what. It's always gonna be expensive. New guns are going to come out every year and cost $1,200 and up to, if you're buying a fucking GSL because you're an asshole, it's going to be $1,800. It's one of those things that paintball is always going to get more expensive. Gun companies are always going to compete with each other. So you kind of have to, bounce back and forth. Why the fuck not, And honestly, play paintball. That's really what it boils down to. Who gives a shit what gun you use? Who gives a shit, what loader, what tank, whatever. Everybody has their own personal preference. Everybody, plays with whatever they want to play with and whatever they can play with. That's what a lot of people don't realize, is that that comes into it a lot. Is you might be shitting on somebody. Perfect fucking example of this. The last big game at Fort Knox, this guy came up to me, Stretch. His name was Stretch. At least that's what he told me what his name was. And he was, what fucking gun was I using? I think I was using the E-Tech 5 or whatever. And he comes up to me and he's like, yeah, man, I was thinking about buying a new gun. What do you think? Because Warped George told him to come talk to me at the big game. And I was like, hey, man, it's really whatever you're looking for. Da, da, da. And then he texted me, like, after the game was over. He's like, yeah, these guys, like, next to us were just talking shit to us the whole time because we were using BT Deltas and, Project Salvos and whatever. And they were like, you guys aren't any good, because they're walking around with plenty of Eclipse guns and die guns and fucking Empire guns. And honestly, don't do that to each other. Don't talk shit about each other's setups. Obviously, you can talk shit about guns all day, but don't talk shit about other players that are, next to you, that are playing against you, with you, whatever. Don't talk shit about them because they don't have the money to spend $700 on, a gun and a loader. Don't talk shit about them because they don't have $1,200 to buy the brand new gun that came out, this season. That's not cool, man. As long as the paintball goes fucking 300 feet per second and breaks on somebody, who fucking cares, dude? It's like, that guy with the BT Delta will shoot you out as many times as you will shoot him out. It's one of those things that, who cares? We're all playing at the same field speed. We honestly probably all have the same grade of paint because we're going to a big game and we're not going to shoot fucking Ultra Eagle because that's retarded. It's just, I don't know. I don't get why people do that. It's one of those things that I will talk shit about die guns all the time. Why? Because I can. Because I'm on the internet and you're watching my video. But I will never put somebody down because of the gun that they use. That's just horseshit. And if you do that, you need to reevaluate your fucking paintball life, dude. You need to reevaluate your life in general. Because if you're going to talk shit about some kid you just fucking met at a paintball field because he's not using a high-end gun like you are, what is it going to lead in life, dude? You're going to get a job and talk shit about your boss because he wears a fucking tie every day. Don't be an asshole. The world would be such a much better place if nobody was a fucking asshole. And nobody gets that. But, that's my rant after the weekend loadout. So, just thank you guys very much for watching. Thank you guys very much for listening to this fucking ramble and stuff like that. And thank you guys for subscribing if you're a subscriber. If you're not a subscriber, please hit that button, man. I'm trying to hit the 500, or trying to get to 500 so that way I can give some more shit away and stuff like that. So, thank you guys again for watching, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye.